Commissioner Farrow.
Present.
Commissioner Roach is here. For the record, we have a quorum. At this time, can we please observe a moment of silence for retired Lieutenant John Brenner, who passed away on February 9th of this month. And thank you. Okay. The acceptance of the minutes of the regular board meeting, which was held on January 20th. Are there any questions, comments, corrections?
So
been moved to
Accept.
accept by Commissioner Diaz, seconded by Commissioner Martinez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Minutes are accepted. Same thing for the special board meeting held on February 3rd. Any corrections, comments? We're moved to accept by Commissioner Diaz.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Martinez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, those are accepted. So we'll move to the reports. First is the Chief of Police. Good evening, Chief.
Good evening. How are you?
Hi, Chief.
Okay, thanks.
Good evening, everybody. I'll start with our crime stats. So we are, obviously we finished the year last year on a good note. So as it stands right now, we are basically where we were last year. There is a bit of an uptick in the number of burglaries. Been working with the Detective Bureau in the Patrol Division to address that. Those have mainly been commercial burglaries, but we do see an increase in the number of burglaries slightly from this time last year. Also, our aggravated assaults are slightly up, maybe 3 or 4 versus this time last year. But overall, the violent crime is basically the same as it was at this time last year. But obviously, we got some work to do as it relates to our burglaries, working with the Patrol Division and the Detective Bureau to address those. We started a community activity team, Captain Gillerin put together, that's been proactive in doing certain things. So we're gonna, continue to do that and have that respond to different community related issues, in addition to crime activity as well. But overall, we're basically where we are last year. I expect that to hopefully go down with the new recruits being out. Normally when recruits are with their FTOs, they become much more active and they do a lot more motor vehicle enforcement and things like that. So hopefully that'll have a positive impact on that as well. Also, as it relates to our crime statistics, earlier in the month, late January, I was invited to a meeting at the Public Safety Office up in Middletown, Connecticut, where the Commissioner Ronell Higgins, really highlighted the city of Bridgeport and our efforts for crime last year. And we just talked about some of the reasons why. So crime was down, is down nationally as well as throughout the state of Connecticut. And, we wanted to kind of put our finger on why it was down. And from Bridgeport, my perspective was the hard work that the officers do, the investigations that the Detective Bureau do, as well as our community engagement. But we did highlight, in particular, some of the task forces, the collaborations we do with the our Operation Wingspan really had a positive impact on the reduction of stolen autos, not only in Bridgeport, but the surrounding communities. And one of the things we talked about was we have these anchor cities like Bridgeport, Hartford, New Haven, Waterbury. And when they work collaboratively with the surrounding towns, it has a positive effect, not only on our crime, but their crime as well. So we're going to continue to work hard at those collaborations. And, as a result, we had a meeting today, myself and the chiefs from Fairfield, Trumbull, Stratford, Monroe, and with the state's attorney, Corradino. And we're going to look to do some more collaborations regional to kind of create a regional crime effort as well, because we kind of think we all drive the crime in the area. So going to really work hard at doing that. And hopefully we'll see some positive results on that. Again, the recruits are in the FTO program. I believe they're going into the second phase. I'm hearing some positive results of the things that they're doing out there. So looking forward to that. They should be off the FTO program by the end of April, May. So that'll give us some much needed resources. We have one lateral who started the academy today, and we probably are going to get another lateral as well. So we're continuing to grow the department. We have 3 recruits in Milford's academy, and they will be graduating, I believe, around May. So we continue to grow in that area as well. So really happy to see that going as well. Um, and also met with the mayor today. Had a very good meeting today. So we are looking to send the next 10 candidates on the sergeant's list to first line supervisor school. And I believe that we're going to be able to send, before there's a class that starts at the end of April, we're going to send the first, I believe it'll be 10 or the top detectives list scorers to detect that first, that Fairfield County Detective School as well. So we're going to be growing in the number of sergeants as well as the number of detectives, which is sorely needed in the Detective Bureau. They're down a good number of detectives, and we need them to fill some openings in the certain divisions within the Detective Bureau. So looking to do that. I think the sergeant school starts in mid-March or mid to end of March, and then the detective school starts at the end of April. So we'll be doing that. We're growing that youth advisory committee that we want to start. So the deadline for applications is April 1st, and I believe we have in excess of 25 at this point. So we're going to be able to start that committee, youth advisory committee, sometime this spring. We'll get that going as well. Going to be working with the with my companion staff to come up with a summer crime strategy to anticipate what we're going to, any areas that we need to address for the coming summer. Obviously, the parks and other areas downtown will be high on that priority list as well. And before I get into questions from the commissioners, I just wanted to, I know we mentioned the moment of silence for Lieutenant John Brenner. So John Brenner is somebody that I work with in a variety of different divisions. He was a very bright man. He was a nurse when he came on. He became a nurse's assistant afterwards. And John had what I think was a really, really good career. He worked in the Detective Bureau. He worked in Internal Affairs. He worked in patrol. He did a lot of good work. So really sad to see him pass away. He was actually only 60 years old. And we were not only colleagues, but we became friends as well. So just wanted to offer condolences from myself as it relates to retired, now deceased Lieutenant John Brenner. Okay, with that, I'll take any questions from the commission.
I have a quick question. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. I've been watching, and I hate to bring up like Facebook posts and stuff, but recently, maybe for the last couple of weeks, I keep seeing people posting vehicle break-ins.
Okay.
I don't know how common it is, or if it's something maybe that community activity group you can that's being put together might be something they want to try to address.
Okay. Yeah, I'll research that. So that has been a problem we've had, and I know Commissioner Roach is probably, shaking his head. Yeah, we've had that like by the Cherry Street loss.
Yeah, I think that was the area they were photographing.
Yeah, that's been going on since they opened. But we've had sporadically throughout like last year where like certain nights they would just hit, and it would not just be Bridgeport. They'd hit Trumbull, they'd hit Fairfield, and there's these groups who would come in a car and they would just jump out and just start looking in cars, smashing grabs. We did our guys on the A shift have been patrolling those areas. I believe we did make some arrests in that area, but that has been common with individuals.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring it up. Thanks.
Yeah. No, thanks for bringing that to my attention.
They seem to run in cycles.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, there'll be spurts of a lot of activity, and then things will calm down, whether it's a result of a couple arrests or whatever. The concerning thing is it looks like it's very organized as far as the groups are concerned. They know what they're doing. It's not just separate individuals going out and seeing what they can get.
Yeah, for sure. And we've noticed they've used young people. So there's older people and they use young kids. And so we try to do PSAs to educate people not to leave valuables visible in the car and things like that. But oftentimes they'll smash and just look for what they can get anyway. So thanks for bringing that to my attention, Commissioner Diaz.
Hey, Chief, you had mentioned you're looking to add 10 new sergeants.
Well, we're going to send the next 10 to training. I'm going to schedule a meeting with Eric Amato to see what our numbers are. But we're going to try to send 10 because in anticipation of maybe some people leaving by the end of June. So we'll see. But in any event, at least we'll have them trained in that first line supervisor school.
What's our number of sergeants now? John, off the top of your head?
I can't think off the top of my head. 40 something, maybe 40.
Okay, in the 40s.
or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And the detectives are we're really hurting in the DB. I get calls from DCF regarding the times it takes to investigate some certain types of crimes involving young people. So that's why I'm so glad, and I'm hoping everyone does well on that detectives test, because we really are in need of some more investigators in the crimes against children, domestic violence, our burglary unit. We just had our best detective, our best burglary detective, Damian Seth. He just retired. So we're really hurting in the detective bureau.
And how many detectives would be sufficient, you think? And what do we have now?
We're probably upper 30s, 40, maybe 40 or so. I'll get those exact numbers for you, but yeah, we probably are at least 10 short. And there's some things that I want to talk to the detective bureau about, maybe some structuring that might make it more things a little bit more efficient, but we'll see. But definitely need the bodies in the detective bureau. We definitely need investigators. One of the things I wanted to mention too, this meeting I had today with the surrounding chiefs and the State's Attorney Corradino was not only Bridgeport, but there's just been an influx or an increase of seniors being scammed. Like these scams and fraud schemes are just becoming very, very prevalent, and a lot of people are falling for it. So we've done some public service announcements, and they're really hard to investigate. So that's one of the things that we're looking at, maybe forming some type of a joint force to look at some of the crimes against some of the scams and frauds. But I think the best way to address that is educating people. But a lot of people are falling for these scams and these bogus phone calls and sending money to places. And they're just very, very hard to apprehend suspects in those.
Okay. Any other questions for the chief? Okay. And for the record, Commissioner Lyons is present.
Okay. If I could add, like for the commissioners too, again, I know we only meet Zoom, but there's a standard invite if you would like to come to the office and talk in person anytime. Just let me know, contact the office, and we'll schedule it.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay. Well, thank you, Chief.
All righty. Have a good evening, everyone.
You too.
Take care, Chief.
Next up is the union report. We have the president of the union with us. Mike, you have the floor?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I think we can.
Yep. All right.
Yep.
So, again, you hear all the positives. Another lateral transfer left again today. You don't hear that. I brought a bunch of stuff to you guys. I'm very heartbroken on a comment that you made, Mr. Roach, that you're not crazy about putting anyone on paid leave, and you don't think Chief Porter should be on leave. I brought a bunch of stuff to you guys in an email, and I asked you guys if you got it. Everybody said they did. We have people being harassed in the building, retaliated against. The CHROs, the lawsuits, they don't lie. And what are you guys going to do when that comes? You guys are supposed to govern the chief. You hold us to a high standard. I know there's a couple new commissioners, but this is ridiculous what's going on in the building, and no one's doing anything at all. And it's not fair. And you guys wanted to be kept in the loop. I did. And then you come out and make a statement like that. It's ridiculous.
Well, hold on one second. Just in defense of that accusation, I don't feel it's ridiculous. It's always been my feeling. We've had cops on paid administrative leave, waiting for a year and a half for a case to be settled, which I think is ridiculous. And that's been my personal policy or thinking, opinion for decades now, probably before you got on the force. I've been on this board for close to 30 years, and I never liked the idea of the whole administrative leave process, and mostly for the fact that it takes so long to settle these cases. So I stated that when I was asked, and I still stand by that statement. Anybody, whether it's, and I wasn't talking about necessarily the chief in particular, but the whole practice of that and losing officers for sometimes up to 2 years on paid leave while we're waiting for things to be settled. That I feel is ridiculous. So I just wanted to respond to your comment with that.
Okay, but the next sentence, it says, in this case, I don't believe it's necessary. The case of Chief Porter, you don't believe it's necessary.
I don't, and frankly, in the chief's, I don't think any of it's necessary.
Okay,
I think officers should, if they're getting paid, they should be working. And if it's light duty and chiefs in the past said, oh, we don't have any light duty, well, create some.
Okay, then let's enforce that for everybody, because I have a detective who's out right now. We have a deputy chief who's been out for probably a year,
which is nuts, in my opinion.
Okay,
and this isn't the board talking. This is just me. You and I going back and forth, and I apologize to the rest of the board if we're taking up their time. But I think it's crazy. We have a deputy chief that's been out for over a year. That's nuts.
Yeah, and then we should do it for everybody.
And that goes to my argument. Why, and I'm the first one to say, and if you read my comment, I'm not in favor of that. I'm not in favor of a deputy chief being out for a year being paid when there should have been settled, or he should have retired, or whatever should have happened. That's crazy. I live in town. With all the board members here are also residents. We're also taxpayers. And those are the type of things that get my blood boiling.
No, and I get it. And I brought you guys stuff, especially you're a taxpayer, that there's all these lawsuits and CHROs filed against the chief. Like, what are we doing with this here? How is this acceptable?
Which one you're talking about? What school?
Did everybody receive the email that the union president sent? And it said it. I think we had a meeting on a Tuesday, and we got it by Friday. Now the response was 79 pages. I wouldn't expect everybody to read all of it and memorize it. There was some points on there, and frankly, the one point that I thought was important, and I'm waiting to hear back on, is demoting a sergeant back to patrolman. The incident took place while he was a patrolman. He made sergeant afterwards, and my question was, is that allowable?
No, and we went through this with Sergeant Zepps as well, who was wrongfully demoted, and we corrected that. He still took a severe punishment, but there's favoritism with disciplines. It's all coming out. The mayor's office is well aware of everything that's going on. The city attorneys, labor relations, the police commissioners, no one is doing anything. No one, not one person has intervened or stepped in. The chief invited you to the office. Why don't you go up there and ask him about the CHROs and the lawsuits? Because you guys, the taxpayers are going to be fronting this bill. And I made this well aware months and months ago that this was happening. I tried to stop it. We want a good relationship. I do as union president. I want a great relationship with everybody in the city. We should all be getting along. There should be none of this turmoil. All I'm doing is filing grievances, MPPs. It's ridiculous. I'm spending all my time combating disciplines. Half of them don't even make sense. People are being targeted. The list goes on and on and on. And I don't know why anyone from the city is intervening. I don't get it. I don't understand. Is it because they're in appointed positions and they're afraid to come forward? I don't understand. You guys are supposed to govern the chief. Okay? I have all the duties of the police commissioners. Why are my guys have to go in front of your guys for discipline when you're letting the chief get away with murder? It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I'm tired of writing stuff down. I mean, Mr. Roach, you've been in these email chains. When is the investigation starting? We've been told a month ago. I mean, we can't keep living like this here. This is workplace issues. and nobody's doing anything. The chief hasn't corrected any of his behavior. It's getting worse. Every week something happens. I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, everybody else that this happens, the chief is sidelined, an investigation starts, and then they're gone. I mean, I have the city is paying $200 for every grievance I file. Just that alone should be like, what's going on here? I mean, this is bad. I keep warning you guys about it, and no one is intervening. I can't. I don't get it. I got all these members coming to me. Oh, what's going on? Did the city do anything? Are they going to do anything? You got 3 people with CHROs and on the chief's floor alone, and it's continuing to happen. He made a comment in front of one of the people, and I think Mr. Roach, you're in that email chain, and nobody's doing anything. I mean, I don't understand. Why are my guys being held to these high standards, and they make a mistake and they have to pay for it, and which is fine. You know, I'm man enough to say if we make mistakes, there has to be discipline. But you can't let the chief of police get away with this stuff. It's horrible. I mean, do you want to interview some of these people? I'll bring them to you to show you it's not a lie. We have everything documented. The city's not getting out of this. They're not. And they're going to front the bill. I didn't want this to happen.
I can tell you, Mike, there has been discussion in the mayor's office for whether it's called a full-blown investigation. Certainly, it would be an inquiry from an outside, not internal affairs, but an outside counsel to look at. And I don't know when that's going to be implemented, but I know it's been discussed. I'd be more than happy to go into detail with you if you want to ring me tomorrow. I'll be available most of the day. Feel free to give me a call, and I can get into detail on that.
Yeah, and that's fine. And I'm always around. Like I said, I'll meet with any of you guys as well.
All I'm saying, nothing's being ignored. Certainly, the board hasn't been, but there has been discussions in the last, well, since you sent that report, the last couple of weeks, there's been discussions.
I mean, that's only a third of what's out there.
No.
I mean, we keep saying that, oh, there's discussions. Nothing is being done. Like, I want something done. The members want something done. He's retaliating against people. You see all this little fake stuff on social media. You guys are buying into it. Oh, we put new cops on. These cops are leaving. There's a reason there's a huge shortage here. Okay? He doesn't want to make certain people. It depends on who you are. The discipline is off the charts. It's one person gets this, the same violation, the other person gets crucified. I can't have that as a union president because I want equality and fairness. That's all I ask for as union president. Treat everybody the same. If you give 4 hours of overtime to this person, let the next person get 4 hours. If the discipline, you gave a verbal warning, give this person a verbal warning. I can't, these people are coming to me. How come I got buried and this person didn't? I don't know. I mean, and this is why nothing can be done in-house anymore. Everything is being outsourced to lawyers and the state with the CHRO.
The reason an inquiry is going to be outsourced to keep, and it'll keep internal affairs out of it, which I happen to agree with. I think we need an independent set of eyes to look at this.
Yeah, and we need this to go where we already brought stuff forward about Chief Porter in the Baraha case, and none of that was even discussed or talked about. So the city controls everything that goes on with where they pay for the investigations. And it's horrible. This cannot happen in the police department. It can't happen anywhere. It's bad. I'm trying to tell you guys. I've been telling the city for 2 years. I'm tired of hearing that. Oh, we're going to look at it. It's been discussed. We want something done. We have to have something done.
I know you said you've been telling us for 2 years. I think this is the third meeting in a row that you've been present for. We went for a good year, if not longer, where there was no union report. So appreciate you, being here, and letting us know what's going on. But you can't assume that everybody, you and I have had discussions before. I've heard you. I think you need to be consistent with your attendance to these meetings, so the board is aware of your concerns and your claims.
Well, Mr. Roach, it's been published for 2 years, and everybody sees Chief Porter stuff on social media, but you don't see anything else posted. I just find that hard to believe that in 2 years, nothing was brought across. The people talk offline. Nobody knew that there was any issues in here. I find that hard to believe
No,
that no one has
that's-
kept anyone in the loop. I mean, all you had to do is pick up a phone and you could see it all on there for 2 years. I have everything I've been putting out there. You can't say you didn't see it. I mean, you can't.
I'm not claiming you didn't see it. All I'm saying, you've been. This is the third meeting in a row you've been here after a long hiatus of not seeing it. And I mentioned to you a year ago. I said, show up for the meetings and whatnot. Not that and I'm not trying to be critical or anything, but I'm just stating a fact. I know you for this is the third month in a row you've been in front of the board, and you brought up a lot in it. And I think Commissioner Martinez asked you for specifics, which you provided in 80 pages worth of. So there's no issue there. But I guess, and what I'm trying to get across is, you think you're being ignored, but it may not be the case. And it has come up. I can tell you, it's been a topic of discussion in the mayor's office with various individuals, and I'd be more than happy to go into more detail with you tomorrow. And like I said,
No, that's fine. And this is nothing personal, okay? The city gets mad at me. They paint this picture that I'm the bad guy because I'm bringing stuff forward. I like all of you guys on personal level. There's no heart, bad feelings or anything like that. I see you guys. I'll always be respectful, but this needs to be addressed. They should have been addressed 2 years ago. We're way behind right now. It's just getting worse and worse. Stop falling for everything that you see and hear because they're trying to distract you. We have no lieutenants in the building. We have no captains in the building. We have no deputy chief. Everything is a battle. Okay, he has to be told to make certain amount of people. He has to be told to do, everything is a battle. Labor relations is dug into our place. I don't know why. They're supposed to be a separate entity. Okay, has not even been addressed. Nothing has been addressed that I've brought forward.
Okay.
Zero from anyone in the city. It's not even just you guys. It's been on deaf ears. I mean, what more do I have to do? I mean, do I have to get the DOJ in here, or what do I do? Because I'm stuck here. We can't operate like this. It just isn't good, and I'm relying on you guys to help us here.
Any questions or comments to the union president? Mike, I'm available tomorrow or any day.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I think maybe if I swing by and see you, or
Give me a call first, just make sure, I'm free, but, tomorrow, I have a few meetings scheduled, but I have a lot of open time as well, if need be. I can certainly make it happen.
okay.
All
And
right.
I'm willing to talk to you too, Mike, if you want to make a
Yeah.
call. I don't, we really haven't had a conversation.
Yeah, I'm game for anything. I just want to right this ship and get everybody where we need to be. I mean, we have a great department and it's sinking. It really is. And the city's going to pay the cost of this.
Yeah.
Okay. And if this was my town that I live in, I'd be knocking at my first select woman's door saying, what is going on here? Why do I have to pay for something that should have been handled internally a long time ago? So the taxpayers need to be made aware, and I've made it public for that reason. but everybody sees one side of it and they're not understanding that this is deep rooted. I'm in the mix of it. I'm also a victim of being retaliated against for coming forward. You guys saw the letter that was sent to the FBI. It was a total lie. Nobody did anything. Labor Relations hid that from me. Okay? I got tipped off that it was there and I had to FOI it. And they still didn't want to give it to me. So there's a lot going on in the inner works of this city. And I'll sit down with anybody. I just reach out to me and we'll set something up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, we have nothing from Internal Affairs this evening. Clerk's report. Anything, Lieutenant?
I have nothing. I just wanted to comment when the chief mentioned sergeants. I took a quick look. We do have 33 sergeants right now.
33 is a number. Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
you're welcome.
Appreciate that. What's standard in your? You've been around the block a little bit already. What's the standard like? What when you were sergeant? Was the number? Was there a shortage then, or has it been historical? Or and I should know this myself, but just out of curiosity. No one ever talks about sergeants. They're all interested in ACs and DCs and captains and whatnot. But
When I got promoted, we were short my sergeant list. We promoted 14 right off the bat. I believe we were in the upper 40s or 50s. I can get the exact numbers I could take a look right now. By the end of the meeting, I can have the exact numbers
no,
from 5-10 years ago. But we
that's
were
okay.
closer I would say we were closer to the 50-ish range.
And
We had a
that's
lot more other divisions though. We had a larger department in general. We had almost a 350 man department with other divisions, so it required other sergeants as well.
gotcha. Okay, thanks. Okay. I'm sorry, Mike. Were you? No, you're good. Okay.
I'm good. I'm good.
Alrighty. We have nothing under new business. Getting to old business, we have a few items that were tabled at the last meeting. The first one was the handicap parking sign / fire hydrant issue. If you guys recall, the parking sign was put up, and it was determined it was right in or within the whatever it is. I don't even know if is it 20 feet, 25 feet.
Of the hydrant.
But the too close to the hydrant, so it was taken down. I believe the lady was with us last month requesting us to put it up. I know you were gonna refer something to the city traffic engineer on this. And I think we also looked into the possibility of putting it one door away if the neighbor was okay with that, which is we can do that if the actual person who owns the house where the sign would be installed gives the okay. And my apologies, I don't have my notes from last month's meeting. I can't find them to save my life. I don't know if you have anything to add with that, Stacey. I know I'm assuming we're still waiting to hear back from the city traffic engineer. Or did we? I don't recall. Did the lady mention something about her neighbor saying it was okay, or if she was going to ask her, or we were going to get something in writing?
She mentioned that they did get along, and that she thought that she wouldn't have an issue with moving the sign over to that neighbor's front of the house or whatever it might have been. She said that they got along and she thought it would be okay.
Okay. We probably going to need some kind of confirmation from the neighbor on that.
I agree.
I am still waiting for the traffic engineer. He was going to go out and do a physical measurement off of what the property lines he has says, so that we have an exact idea instead of just a visual, because sometimes the visuals can be a little confusing. And then if you'd like, I can knock and leave a an envelope in the door for someone to call me from the neighbor's house and see if, and talk to them personally and see how they feel if you
Well,
guys.
if you have the phone number for the applicant, and I would say put that on her, and get something in writing from the neighbor saying that I would allow that, save you a trip over there, but, maybe you want to give that a whirl first.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it'd be nice to take care of this lady. I think she generally needs it. Okay, the next one was, there was a request for a handicap sign at 727 Arctic Street. The applicant said that, well, first, the city traffic engineer recommended us to deny that based on the fact that there was off-street parking in terms of a driveway. But the lady in her application had checked the box that said she wasn't allowed to park in the driveway. And so we were kind of, wondering what the deal might be with that. If does anybody remember 727 Arctic Street when we discussed that?
Sir, I
Okay.
provided a letter. I did talk to the applicant, and she did send me an email explaining that both her and her son are handicapped. So she does have a driveway. Her son, it's a short driveway. Her son has a handicap van that parks in the driveway. And then she goes to work and then she finds a hard time to park on the street for herself because there's not enough room in the driveway. That's basically what she explained.
Yeah, and I think I might have mapped it once, and I did see a handicap van, or certainly appeared to be a handicap van in the driveway. And she did, in her application, stated that she doesn't have access, and that's obviously the reason why. Does anybody have any other thoughts on that?
I'll make a motion to move to approve her handicap sign.
Okay,
Second.
yeah, that makes sense. Motion is to approve by Commissioner Martinez, seconded by Commissioner Diaz. Any other discussion on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Motion passes. The next item that had been tabled was the request of the city traffic engineer not to install a multi-way stop at the intersection of Kevin Road and Felino Drive. And I believe Commissioner Lyons brought up the point, although it's not a highly traveled intersection, so to speak, but the speed issue along that, is it Kevin Road or Felino Drive? What's the longer out of the two that
The long end is Felino. That runs from Eckerd Street all the way to Old Town Road. That seems to be a speed rate. The cross street of Kevin would permit cars to stop and not have to go straight through. So it would prohibit an accident if it was a four-way. I think because of the heavy student housing up that way, and we all know 19 to 22-year-olds tend to step on the gas a little bit hard, especially when they're partying. It's not the worst case scenario.
And on several instances, I mean, citywide over the last, I'm dating myself, last close to 30 years, I know the board has taken in consideration the speed factor. And I know in several instances that the city traffic engineer wasn't recommending, but the board went ahead and recommended. I know we're waiting for a speed study, I believe, to come back from, I don't exactly know what a speed study involves, to be honest with you, Lieutenant. Somebody parked there and seeing how many cars speed by, but
I did, sir, I did speak to Paul. He was going to put one on Kevin Drive just because the sign was looking for that intersection. Commissioner Lyons, if you want one on Felino, I can request it. He just said right now, I guess it's having those little wires in the road. to test
Yeah.
how fast people go. But he said right now with this cold, the batteries won't even last 24 hours. And he usually does about a 3-day study. So he has to wait for it to warm up just a little bit. Otherwise, it won't be accurate.
But that would be for the amount of traffic, not necessarily the speed of cars.
Something to do with batteries and a speed study.
Oh, okay, all right.
That's what he explained to me, but I did specifically ask for the Kevin Road only because the intersection was Foligno and Kevin. But if Commissioner Lyons is a little more worried about coming down Foligno and them turning on, ignoring that stop sign and turning onto Kevin, I can ask for that as well.
Is that okay, Tom?
Yes, yes.
Okay, may we're talking another month if that's okay.
Yeah, we'll just want to table this until I put a motion to
All right.
table this until we can get a speed study done.
Okay, motion again at
Second.
table then. Seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Okay, we have nothing under correspondence or letters of appreciation. We have nothing under widow's pension. Did the Lieutenant Brenner have a widow that you're aware of, Lieutenant?
Yes, sir. I have been in contact. I sent her all the paperwork. I'm just waiting for it back. The death certificate is what
Okay,
she's waiting
all
on.
right, so we'll be dealing with that next month more than likely?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. We have absolutely nothing from the city traffic engineer this month, and I know he's been swamped with a lot of things. I understand that, but I think he may have a little light at the end of the tunnel, so we should be getting back to normal in that office sometime next week. At least that's what I'm getting from the city engineer himself. Before we adjourn, we have pending a new ordinance on the books regarding towing. And I can just give a brief background on what the issues were and what hopefully we're gonna correct. So towing falls underneath the board, as most of you guys know. In the past, what we've been dealing with, and one of the issues were tow operators, of which we have 10 in the city. I think it's down to 9 now, but in any case, the tow list alternates between the tow operators. And in the past, we've had issues where if they're operating 24/7, they get a phone call, so, oh, we're busy now, we can't handle it. And it goes to the next person. Different tows are worth different amounts of revenue for these guys. So the idea is to combine, number one, all the different types of tows, with the exception of heavy duty, into one ordinance. And if a tow operator refuses any tow, whether it's one that is lucrative or one that's not, they go to the bottom of the list. They lose their turn. So we're hoping that although there was a mechanism in place in the past to address that, this will tighten it up a little bit. The other thing is the tow operators have been the way the system operated is that the city was getting $25 for each of the tow. That was in addition to the maximum $250 that the tow companies were charging, and they would bill $275 and supposedly put $25 aside to the city, which, one, by state statute, we're not allowed to do that because we're going over the $250 mark. And two, it was just an accounting nightmare that if we went into that, we'd be here for another hour and a half, I think, Lieutenant. But this addresses those issues. Will be the annual fee that the contract goes out once a year that we vote on, but the annual fee will go from, I think it was $2,700 annually to 5,000. So that'll hopefully make up for at least a portion of what we were supposed to be getting with the surcharge. So that's basically about it. I know, Lieutenant, we've been working on this for a long time, and thanks for all your, your help and input. Let me know if I'm missing anything here. I tried to put it in a nutshell, but I might I might be missing an item or two.
No, that's basically it. It kind of cleans it up, which is going to be nice and be easier for everyone to understand.
And I have we have a meeting scheduled in the mayor's office on Thursday. If any of the commissioners would like to join, it's just a meeting to go over, to hear what their concerns are, but also to break them in on the new ordinance. So if anybody is interested in attending, technically we're supposed to have a tow committee made up of 3 committee members. We haven't had a tow committee meeting to speak of in a couple of years now. But all commissioners are certainly invited to be involved if they would like. And you can give me a buzz, and I'll I'm trying to think what the time of the meeting on Thursday off the top of my head. If you give me a second, maybe I can figure it out. Yeah, I can't imagine that. 2:30 on I'm sorry. Yeah, tomorrow 2:30, the mayor's front conference room.
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Tomorrow's Wednesday. I'm sorry. Thursday
at 2:30.
Thursday I got something else that's similar to that. I'm sorry.
So ours is tomorrow or Thursday?
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry.
May have to be there in spirit.
Yeah, no, I listen, I totally understand. I just wanted to have that out there. I wanted to make sure you guys were aware of what's going on with the tow ordinance and whatnot, since it does fall under our purview. So. Okay, and that's all I have. Anybody else have anything, Lieutenant?
Sorry, real quick, just a touch, because we were talking about it. About 10 years ago, it was about 60 sergeants.
60 sergeants 10 years ago.
About 60 sergeants.
Thank
So
you.
we are a little less now.
Even I think we're light even in terms of ratio.
Yes.
It appears to
At this
be.
point, it's only one sergeant.
We're short captains, lieutenants, sergeants right now, and detectives, as he said.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let us know when you make captain.
I'll take the test when there is one.
All right. I'm sure you'll be one of the top 3 on the list. If not the ace. But anyhow. Okay. Anything else, guys?
Nope.
All right. Thanks. Anybody care to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll move.
It's been moved by
Second.
several and seconded by several.
Mhm.
All those in favor at 6:49? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Thank you, guys.
Okay, guys. Have a
Take care.
good one.
Hi, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
Dolores.
Good night.
Bye.